Well, that's pretty interesting. My head is cut off, but okay. I actually got YouTube Studio going.
Okay,
It's always a surprise when something works.
I know it is.
So if you're just joining us, we are Wild Women with Wine. We got YouTube going. We've got Instagram going. We got wine going. We're going to see how long I can go without having a complete allergic reaction to my wine. If
Right.
if you're an allergist, let us know what I can do to prevent this stuffy nose from the wine.
I would say you should probably take an antihistamine before you start drinking the wine.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to take an antihistamine. I'll be like this. I can breathe great, but I can't
Well, if
move.
you're gonna take an antihistamine, you may as well take like something that's gonna bring you up a little bit more too. So,
Yeah.
so is you don't have any sound?
Our sound is out now?
Because I can hear Karen. Karen, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So Samrat, I don't know what's going on. We both cleared our Instagrams.
We
did
did?
what they had to do, but I think I'm wondering if Instagram is messing with some stuff.
Oh, let's not get too paranoid.
I don't know.
Let me see if I can close some things up. I don't think it's going to help, but we'll see. Well, if it's really distracting, we'll go back off and on again, I guess.
Yeah. So Mark, you had something you were going to add tonight?
Oh, what does Marky have to say?
Gotta get it started.
Okay.
Let's get it started. Let's get it.
Mark had an idea for a topic, which is always like men want to know how can they tell if a woman what she wants from them, if she is interested in them just for sex or for a relationship, or are there some telltale signs other than just her being straightforward and saying this is what I want?
I think that is what is desirable about older women.
Is that we just speak it.
Fuck games, date cougars. You know, the younger women are the ones that play the little games, like play hard to get, or oh, I can't do that on the first date. But I think that's a definite advantage of someone who's more self confident. I think that comes from confidence, being able to share what you want and when you want it and how you want it.
Yeah.
How do you tell what they want?
How do we tell what they want?
Or do you always just assume?
Never assume, because you make an ass out of you and me.
I think we look for. I mean, we look for body language. I mean, because here's the truth, and this is what I don't think a lot of women really believe. If a guy is interested in you, he will jump through fire to get to you.
That's the whole premise of the book. He's just not that into you.
Right.
He will climb mountains.
Yeah.
Mark will
play hard to get. They're not playing hard to get. They're just not interested.
Right. And I always, someone once told me once when I was seeing very casually this guy, and someone said to me, if he's not interested in climbing the mountains and swimming the rivers, he's probably got some other side piece.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was true or not, but it's that.
Well, and I think that, I mean, I do believe that sometimes people are interested in being with somebody else, somebody, not just for the sex, but certainly if there's sexual attraction and you're interested in who they are, you will make time for them.
Right.
You will, and I read this thing to Karen earlier. I won't read the whole thing.
Yeah, let's just read the last paragraph. I think it sums it up pretty well.
Okay, I gotta find it now.
In the meantime, while you're looking, hey, Brendan, I haven't seen you in ages either. How you been? You got to find the book. The book is on Amazon. Just look up KarenLee, Cougar, Amazon. You'll see both books there. Very easy.
The meme started off with, when I feel entitled to your time, I'm also feeling entitled to your body.
Righto.
Ponder that for a little bit And see, when you're thinking that you're entitled to somebody's time, like they should spend time with you, they should take your phone call, they should answer the door, they should text you back right away.
Right.
When we have an expectation of somebody else's time, we're really saying, I'm entitled to your body, and they go into it.
Here's a summary. Here's a quick summary by Nancy. Who wrote this? Do we know who wrote this?
No, I'll have to look it up. It says, time isn't some inanimate thing. Time is a being. It's our body. It's our breath. It's our heart pumping. It's what our blood sugar's doing. And the time is what I'm not doing, so what I can do this. So I think we can only spend a minute doing one thing. And so when you demand somebody else's minutes, you're demanding their full body, time and attention and space for you.
Does this involve sex to you?
I mean, it could be sex, but it could also be when you and I have people that say, I want you to counsel me for free.
Yeah.
You know, it's just your time, right? Well, my time is everything.
Yeah, it's the one thing you can't get that back.
Yeah. So when you're demanding somebody's time, really stop and think: am I entitled to it? And am I being unrealistic and not patient and not respectful of how that person uses their time?
And I know that irritates you.
Well, I think it should irritate everybody, because you like we only get this lifetime once, right?
Right.
So this hour that you and I devote every week to this is
an act of generosity.
And we can't be doing anything else during this hour.
Well, we could be doing some things.
Well, I could be sitting on my Sibian, but I don't know that I would be a very good co-host.
Yeah. It'd be a very maybe enthusiastic one, though.
It might be like, whoa!
So questions over here. Bobby asking a very respectful question. He asked, do cougars still have juice, or are they all dried up?
Oh, my God. Let me guess. He's 15.
Bobby, roughly what is your age? Are you over the age of 25? Because under 25, the brain not fully formed yet. And I suppose that I just gave you, I'm just learning dog training. For the first, I paid a lot of money to have someone's time to come and train my dog. So here's a shout out to Amir. And he said to me that dogs like good attention or bad attention. So I'm guessing that Bobby over here doesn't care if he's getting attention, good or bad. He's just being disrespectful by even asking that question. Bobby, I'm going to throw it back on you. What do you think? Oh, he's 26. He made it by a year. Well,
no, they say the 28 is the brain development now.
Now, Bobby.
It's been delayed.
You got a couple more years there. But Bobby, well, what are your thoughts on that? Well, what were you thinking? About asking about if older women are capable of lubricating, self-lubricating. And B, does it matter if they are? And C, did you ever hear of Uber Lube? Enter code SNEAKY for 10% off and free shipping at the best Uber Lube the best lube you could ever find.
Right, Uber Lube
to save the day. Seriously, I'm going to show you my little bottle of Uber Lube. Where is
Please do. Is it cute?
Oh, it is. It's something else. Someone just got.
All right. So this is the Wild Women with Wine show. We're having a little glass of wine, getting our chat started. If you have a question or a comment, even like little Bobby, who put his cute little comment in about our older women all dried up and pruny.
Well, if they are, we have a solution.
We try not to be.
we have a solution to you if you're dried up and pruny, and that's called Uber Lube. Look at the packaging of this thing. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, really, it looks like a little bottle of perfume, and and it's just like a little vitamin E. It's a nice silky finish. I freaking love this stuff. I don't know what I would do without Uber Loop for my hair either. It's
Do you put
good.
Uber Loop in your hair
I do, because if you got frizzies, it helps
on purpose?
sometimes. Mrs. Elf
Well,
is
next time
asking.
down there, you need to give me a sample because I don't think I have any.
Oh, well, we were definitely going to get you they come in the lovely bottles like this, but they also come in travel bottles, which are very lovely. And then we have little samples that are good for little weekenders. So, yeah, you definitely are entitled to one or two of the Uber Loop products.
Hook me up.
I'm going to hook you up. And if anybody else wants to be hooked up with Uber Loop, go to uberloop.com/sneaky, SNEAKY, get 10% off and free shipping.
So I would like to seriously address Bobby, because I think that's probably we hear stories about women who've gone through menopause or
Right.
women who are older,
Right.
and we just hear a lot of myths about lubrication in general.
Right.
And so what I would say to Bobby is, first of all, when women are aroused, they're much more likely to get lubricated.
Right.
So
no matter what age they are.
Right. So if you learn how to really arouse a woman, chances are she will not have any trouble getting lubricated. However, the amount of lubrication and for how long in any sexual experience can vary greatly. So it's always good to have lube on hand. Extra lube is not a bad thing, right?
Wetter is better.
Wetter is better. So I just would say, and because you're going to run into women of all ages that have dry periods during their cycle, if they're taking antihistamines, they can be drier. If they're taking antidepressants, there's lots of medicines that change our body chemistry. And if they're not turned on.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing
We're not blaming that on you there, Bobby.
But the other thing is, a lot of women can be very lubricated and not be turned on.
Right.
So you do need to know that that's not a universal guarantee that she's ready to be sexual, because many women are just juicier in general.
Right. You could just be wet. Or, I've spoken to several. I mean, I interviewed a lot of adult entertainers about this subject. And don't think that they, you look online, and you watch on, RedTube or any of the free porn sites, it looks like they're just loving to get banged away for 45 minutes. That is not necessarily what's going on, first of all. There's a lot of editing, but not only is there editing, there's a lot of lube going on. So
a lot of breaks.
A lot of breaks, yeah. A lot of lube on both ends. On all ends, and especially if we're talking about going in the rear door, that's not a self-lubricating organ. So you want to make sure you got lots of lube for that. Uber Lube is good for that too, by the way. You would think I work for Uber Lube or something.
I just need to get a bigger commission.
I just love the products. I mean, seriously. And Dr. Nancy's going to be loving it too when she gets herself a little bottle of Uber Lube to save the day. Anyway. All right, we have a lot of questions here on YouTube, and I'm going to try. By the way, fire away. Okay. Mrs. Elv is in the house. She said, "How's it going, Karen? You're even more stunning than usual today. How do you do that?" Not showering. I don't know what to say.
She's seasoned.
It could be. I don't know. I would like to say some trick that I do, but it's nothing. Okay, so Anthony says, in my humble opinion, women are like fine wine. The plan or the goal is to enjoy the pros and cons and taste it to the top. Nothing I like better than someone who has a little poetry. That's wonderful, right. Anthony. We agree.
Classy.
Let's see. And Bobby says, "Wow, so I shouldn't expect cougars to have a WAP, right? Just a DAP." What is D? Damp? Moist?
I don't think Bobby was listening.
Bobby, we are trying to explain to you that no two women are alike, and no two snowflakes are alike, and obviously no two confident.
And age isn't a guarantee of either.
Did you hear what she said? Age is not a guarantee of either. Spoken like the wise sage that she is. Oh, don't. And now, also, we're not going to blame you if someone can't, get lubricated. But it sure helps if you do some foreplay, mind
Well,
foreplay and physical foreplay.
it is both people's responsibility to communicate what they want,
And
what they
what they
enjoy,
need.
what they need to get excited. And sometimes if you're just not into it because you're distracted by your own distress, your thoughts, your worries, you I think it's important to say that to your partner. It's like, I just can't get my head in the game right now. I've got so much going on. And watch a movie. Do something to distract yourself, or offer to give that person a massage to get them out of their distracted head and back into their body. That for many
Or
people.
say, I think you can easily say also, if you want to go ahead and please yourself, I'm here to watch.
Yeah. You can learn a lot by watching somebody.
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes that's a bigger turn on than anything. So Bobby said, women leaves my home every morning satisfied. He doesn't have that problem. He's not listening. Bobby, not listening. Not listening, Bobby. We are trying to explain to you
that we're not impressed, and that's really, so what?
So you can get.
How does he know?
Yeah, Bobby.
I want to talk
Bobby,
to the women
how do you know how satisfied they are? I mean,
how often do they come back?
Do they come back for more? He says every day. So he's playing the field here.
Yeah. Well, how often do they come back for more?
Bobby, do they come back for more every day, or they just come back now and then? Or, I mean, just because you think they're satisfied does not necessarily mean they're satisfied.
I hate to tell guys this, but you'll never know if she's faking it.
Yeah. I'm not a big promoter of faking anything. How is your day going, Mark? My day, since you asked me, is just wonderful. And Steven, be my Valentine, KarenLee. Okay. Cheryl needs to see Dr. Nan. Make an appointment and value her time. Otherwise, you're going to get her PO'd at you. No, just kidding. Anyway, what's everybody up to for Valentine's Day? I'm curious. I have once again made no plans because I'm a day by day kind of gal. I'd like to think that I have some plan, but I'm lying. And I don't even know what I'm eating for dinner tonight. So how's that?
Yeah. I think if people are single, or their partner's away, or they're not with their partner, of a partner, I think they need to do something really special for themselves on Valentine's. Do you have anything planned for Valentine's, babe?
Think of something.
Well, I mean, I have no doubt he will have something planned. No doubt.
He says he's gonna put a bow on it.
Oh, put a bow on it. Spoken
Your
like
brain, right?
Spoken
Your
like
brain.
a true man. Okay, put a bow on it. All right. I know they're satisfied because they can't hardly walk. Bobby, 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 baby, Bobby. There's a song from Company. It's Bobby, baby, Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. It's like you want to like strangle it by the end of that song. But I wanted Bobby. Okay, the idea is not to make it so they can barely walk. Jeez.
Bobby, that means you're abusive.
Not necessarily. Raisin ball Bobby. People are chatting over here and I'm missing out on what they're talking about. Thank you for liking the video though. And thank you for subscribing to us on either Instagram or YouTube so you can see us both.
Yeah. So if you're not with a partner on Valentine's, I think you need to do something really nice for yourself. Have a candlelit bath, watch a movie in the bathtub, give yourself, rub yourself down with some great coconut oil
or Uber Lube.
And have an enjoyable night.
I mean, if you're a woman, we strongly suggest using your arsenal of toys, and I hope you have more than one. By the way, there's nothing like a good toy that never disappoints. And
Hey, Karen, you and I need to design a really cool and discreet toy chest
I love this idea.
that you could put in your bedroom that looks like a little stool.
And
You know,
it has a padlock on it.
that you can open. That's like a
What do you guys
secret
think?
lock.
You guys like that? Do you think that Nancy and I should design a little toy box? Do we provide the toys, or that?
Well, we could sell it with a few different things in it. Yeah.
Can one of them? Well, one of them we
One of our favorites.
as we know, we have to put some of this in there.
Yeah.
Let me ask. I want to go back to the lube idea though for men that are on these two streams. Do you feel like there's something wrong with you if the woman says, let's use some lube? Do you take it personally, or do you think of it as like, hey, let's spice it up with some lube? I mean, what are you thinking? Glowing Beach says, Karen, are you still having a yard sale? I gotta have a yard sale. I have so many wonderful sex toys that I do not use because I have just it's funny. I have so many, but when I'm in the mood to use them, I'm not about to go searching through all the cabinets to find them. So I need a toy chest. Thank you for buying.
Thank you for the badge.
Thank you for buying badges.
Badge is turned on, so you can support our weekly wine habit.
Mrs. L says, where can I purchase?
Okay, so I think Karen and I will get on that design train.
We're going to start designing because I've already shared what my ultimate design would be. You wouldn't need a toy chest. No. It's something everybody uses pretty much, electronic toothbrush.
Oh, right.
But my toothbrush heads come off. And what goes on? You guessed it. A nice solid vibrator that can use Uber lube. That's what I would design if I was going to be going into the design industry. Greetings from the Philippines, Paul. I love the Philippines. I've never been there, but I know so many people, men and women from the Philippines, and they cannot be nicer. It's like the one place that I've never met a nasty Filipino person.
So I've been looking because in November we're having our 30th wedding anniversary.
No way.
Yeah, I know. I was like 7 when we got married.
I know. Crazy. How can that be? You got married when you were, 30.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. So I really want to go to someplace really exotic, right? I'm into exotic things, so exotic places.
Africa.
Well, I found a really beautiful spot in Thailand.
Oh, I know someone from Thailand that can give you great recommendations.
So I was thinking Thailand might be really fun.
Why not?
Why not?
What kind of toys do you prefer? Paul would like to know. Well, I prefer those that vibrate.
Yeah.
Now, there's 2 different types of toys that are currently, well, there's more than 2, but there's 2 that I'd like to discuss that are very different from each other. No matter what, I like a toy that adheres some way to the clit out externally. It could do both internal and external, but I definitely like the external clit. Now, what I found though is there's just the regular vibrating bullet type vibes that you can fit in your hand. You can use during sex as well, and or the air pulse stimulator vibes. Now, the air pulse stimulator vibes are simulating oral sex, so they actually go like kind of suction over the clit and they vibrate, and you can control it, and your partner can control it too. There's apps for it. Brand called Satisfier. I don't have any of the codes or anything, but there's 2 different possibilities there for good Valentine's Day gifts. You're welcome.
So how often do you use more than one at a time?
I have done that. And then there's also ones that are just strictly for penetration, which stimulate the internal G-spot, i.e. Internal clit. Would you call it an internal clit?
It is. It is. It is.
Same material.
It's accessing the clitoris from the inside.
Right.
Most 99% of the clitoris is on the inside of the body.
Right. But that one outside has a lot of nerve endings.
Well, it's like the tip of the penis,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But the whole penis is sensitive.
Yes.
And you can't just get the tip of the penis hard. You got to get the whole thing erect. So same with the female clitoris.
Right.
The clitoris is the same thing on a woman that a penis is on a man.
Right.
So just remember that the vagina and the penis aren't the comparable ones.
Right. And just remember that if you are expecting to get a woman off without touching what is her equivalent to your dick, it ain't gonna work, right?
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah.
But now the other thing is they have what's known as like the rabbit style of vibrators, which was the vibrating head and the vibrating little tail, I guess. The little ears. The little ears. So you got both ends going at the same time, which is also quite powerful at times.
Well, we are like one great big erogenous zone.
Right.
So if you can get a lot of those wheels spinning,
right.
The pleasure can be immeasurable.
I might add.
Have you tried a Sibian?
I have never. I saw it demonstrated at some of the conventions, but I've never actually ridden one. But I probably would get addicted to it and not want to get off.
I mean, I probably would have said that originally first, but it's so intense that it's almost like you can't do too much of it.
You got to have a PhD in it in order to get going.
Well, I mean, it's just. I mean, I told you about that one experience I had where I lost time and. I mean,
you had an out of body experience.
It was quite extraordinary, but you can't do that every day.
But right? I know there's a special occasions for that, and
I have brain damage.
You might have brain damage. Two things. One is Pleasure Podcast. Isn't that cute?
Oh, there we go.
This is my son's network of sex positive podcasts. And if you want to check those out, they're on pleasurepodcast.com website. What else? Ball flake? Is that what? Now I got to pull out my glasses to read what he's asking.
Ball play?
No. Ball flake? Ball flake. Well, for one thing, whatever you're going to ask me, I would change the name to something that is a little bit more user friendly. How to get out of my comfort zone and meet women? That's a tough question there, Ball Flake.
Yeah.
You really have to do some self-awareness and self-exploration and do some of the suggestions that both Nancy and I have talked about over the last several years, which I always recommend words of affirmation about yourself on Post-it notes and put them up on your mirror in your bathroom or your bedroom or something. And every day put up a new statement of something great about yourself. I'm sure you can come up with 7 days. And then at the end of the week, you have a whole list of things about yourself that you really find attractive and that you're confident with. And I think that will help you. Do you have any suggestions?
Well, I think sometimes you need to work with a life coach. That can
right, a life coach would help you.
That can really help you understand what's stopping you.
Right. So Ball Flake says he wants to put his own.
Well, the first thing we would suggest is that you change your
right. See, Ball Flake, that's not a very
It's not a real drawn in name.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the way I could put this without being critical. But as a woman, I wouldn't go after someone with a screen name as Ball Flake. I don't know if that means you're a baseball player or you're flaked out sometimes. I don't know what it means.
Maybe tell us how you came up with that name.
Yeah, Ball Flake. Tell us how you came up with the name.
I mean, I'm always interested because I change my name on social media on this account every week. So Karen's always curious. All right, why did you change it again?
Every week, I mean,
I'm having an identity crisis. Okay.
she's having an identity crisis. She's changing the name constantly. We don't know what she is. She's like Waldo. You don't know where she's gonna live. You don't know where she's gonna be.
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? She's everywhere. Vaughn is asking. Patrick is just making a blatant statement. He says, "I love older women, and hate chat, and good evening, ladies, and hello." Okay, thank you there, Patrick. I'm a 38-year-old mulatto bodybuilder and professor.
Excellent.
Thank
Welcome.
you. Welcome to our show. Vaughn says, what a topic. Very interesting topic. What's the average time a mature woman expects a younger guy to last averagely? I got my certification in going down on a mature woman. I got an oxygen tank on my back. I don't come up for air. Oh, all right, Vaughn. More power to you, Vaughn. I like your style.
That's hilarious.
I like it. I like.
If you got oral skills, that goes a long way.
Yeah, ball flake.
Yeah.
If you got some skills the way Vaughn does, like, you know.
Yeah, get some oral skills. Read the book. Tell him read the book. She Comes First.
Oh yeah, Ian Kerner.
That's a good start.
Ian Kerner's book, She Comes First. I'll give you a lot of good tips. We interviewed him for our podcast. He's a great guy. I really like him. He has a second book out now too.
Hey, have you watched that Netflix docuseries called Explained?
What?
Explained.
I have not. You're
It's 3 seasons.
you're binging right now. Every week.
Cold. It's so cold up here. It's like we're all huddled up inside. We got a new great big huge TV.
I love that you're so into TV. I'm still on. I'm into all the police dramas. I like all those. We're looking at because Southland. I'm getting stuffy, by the way. Southland is about the police, and I love that they give like the good, the bad, the ugly, everything about the police force in LA. And so South LA, and a lot of stuff is right outside where I live. So it's very fun.
You can just look out the window.
They're filming it there. I mean, it's when I walk around my neighborhood with my dog, which is what I have to do now that I'm dog training. You don't know what you're going to find. I mean, some crazy guy came after us with with crutches. He started trying to wave his crutches at the dog. That was, thank God that the dog trainer was there.
Fruit Loops in your hood there.
There's some Fruit Loops. It's Halloween every day. What else we got here?
So the show is it's on Netflix. It's a series called Explained. And they pick a bunch of different topics. It's 3 seasons, a bunch of topics. So you can just kind of scroll through the topics and pick the ones that interest you. So
I like that.
There was one on female orgasms.
I like that a lot. What did you think of that one?
It was well done. I think that was the one. Oh, there was one on non-monogamy, and Christopher Ryan was interviewed on that one. So
you know why I'm laughing.
Yeah, that was well done. And then there was one on the wage gap, gender wage gap. That was fascinating because they actually have some really great data now on the why. And there was, but there's just a bunch of different topics that some of them are just super interesting. So you might want to just roll through.
I thought you were going to say, have you been watching MILF Manor? I literally couldn't watch it anymore.
What was it?
MILF Manor.
I have not watched any of those.
Well, so I think you should watch the
episode?
First. Watch the first episode only, and it is so cringy. And I both YouTube and Instagram. I hope you guys know that I have a podcast where I talk openly about sex with my son. It's called Sex Talk with My Mom. So and we've been doing it for 7 years. So I'm very comfortable talking about sex and with family members, not just my one son, but my other son and and my daughter and their spouses. I'm open, but this show is so cringy. Is I'm not going to blow the whole concept of the show, but basically, there's one scene where the women are blindfolded and they have to find out. They feel around to all the sons to see which one is their son. If they can, then oh my god, it's this. It's like gross. Can you imagine if you're blindfold, feeling around all these men's chests to see which one is your similar to? No.
No, that, yeah. That would not interest me on any level. But I mean, I'm curious from a sexologist perspective. Like, okay, this is interesting. Why would they be doing this show?
For what? Why are they doing a show like that? They're doing a show for ratings.
Right.
Okay. So now we got a lot of stuff's going on here, and I'm missing all the chat, but I'm going to go back and try
Thank
to.
you, everybody, joining us. This is the Wild Women with Wine show. We're in our last quarter here.
Mrs. L says the Principles of Pleasure is also a great series on Netflix. Write that one down, Nance.
I'm doing it.
Thank you there, Mrs. L. You always come up with good suggestions. Let's see what Patrick has to say. Stephen is saying, I date a lot of older women when I get to New York City. I'm 36 and single. All right, you New York City women, look out for Stephen. Patrick says contextual self-love. Vaughn says, thank you, ma'am. Since I was conscious of it at a tender age, I say to myself, I need to be certified. Patrick is a sapiosexual.
Love it.
The caller has a sexy voice. I guess you're the caller. Do you have a sexy voice?
The caller. This voice has put many a man to sleep.
Oh, that is not necessarily a compliment either. Wake the fuck up. I only have that many toys with me.
It's like, oh, your voice is so soothing. I can go to sleep. I've talked many a person off the ledge or to sleep.
Off the ledge.
But I do have another voice that I use for other occasions.
Oh, so don't we know that? There are very few educational ones on Netflix.
Yeah, I think you'll enjoy this series. At least the ones we watch were pretty interesting.
How do you feel? Asks. This is his screen name. How do you feel? It's interesting. Into my girlfriend's mom, and I think she is too. Any advice?
Oh, dear God.
Oh, dear God. Find somebody else.
Yeah, no, just no.
The answer to that question is no. We don't have to
understand boundaries.
You know,
somebody didn't teach boundaries.
I mean, we don't care if you decide that you want to step out of being monogamous with your girlfriend, but stay away from her mother.
Yes. Yeah. There's nothing in our experience and life. There's nothing good that will come of that.
Nothing good. It's only going to come up and bite you in the butt.
It's only going to create heartache and grief.
And considering his screen name or whatever this is how do you feel? You're going to feel like shit. You're gonna feel some very serious regrets because no matter how great that you know what is, it ain't worth dealing with the wrath of the daughter. Unless, of course, the daughter sanctions this, which go for it then. What can I tell you?
I always love those wacky tattoos that people get. And the one that the person put on there, no regrets.
No regrets? I never saw that. That's funny.
Instead of regret, they spelled it wrong.
Oh, God.
No regrets.
No regrets.
That just tickles me every time I think of it.
Patrick says, that's just problems and drama. Older the berry, the more the mature the juice. All right, Patrick.
Older the berry, huh?
The more mature. I actually, crazy as it may sound, I heard that before. Thank you for following us. Yeah, you guys, right now, make sure that you follow both Nancy and I so that you will know, because what we do is we switched every week, we switch up at each other's Instagram live. So this is Nancy's week. So if you haven't followed me, follow me, because you probably found Nancy from Nancy. But whatever the case, and we'll follow both of us. No regrets. Haha, love that joke.
Yeah. The tattoos that people get. So when they're, especially when they're drunk.
Well, so my dentist, when I was in Chicago, told me he had a brother who kept repeatedly getting tattoos of whatever his current girlfriend or wife is, and then having to remove it. So he had like black lines all over his arm, and he keeps doing it again and again.
My first husband had my name in a ribbon. He was in the Navy, had my name put on his arm 2 years before we got married.
And what happened to that? Is it still there?
He had it filled in eventually.
Nancy is now. I would say the only one tattoo that if you're going to get someone's name, put your deceased spouse's name maybe, because they won't come back to bite you, or maybe your children's name.
There you go. Or yeah, name. I think names are a little risky, but children's names or your children's birth dates or something. You know,
Yeah,
there are some kind of cute ones.
or your zodiac sign, Libra.
I think the zodiac signs are kind of cool.
I mean, if you're
Should we go get matching tattoos next time I'm down?
Oh man, that's very bold. That's so bold. I will consider it.
I have a matching tattoo with Lynn.
Oh, you cheated on me. Is
I
that
could do
cheating, you guys? Isn't that cheating?
I could do a matching tattoo with you.
Isn't that cheating? Because she's got a tattoo with Lynn, who all of a sudden
Lynn-
came.
Lynn's
I didn't know
not a Libra.
anything about Lynn until she came on our show, and all of a sudden now you have matching tattoos with her.
We've had it for years. So
You did. You were not upfront and honest about having matching tattoos with
that.
Lynn, and I just found this out. I don't know what to think or feel,
Well,
but
we
it's
could-
okay.
we
What?
could,
What?
we could get the Libra on someplace on our bodies. We could go do it
Libra,
together.
and I also want the yin yang, which you do too. What does this say? Are you Gidette, Karen? LOL. Gidette. Antonia, what does Gidette mean and why is that funny? Mrs. Elf says, in Greece we say the old hen has the juice. It's not very nice though. But it's funny. Patrick said, I love older women because they're more upfront and less games and then than the younger ones. Yep, Patrick, check out the book. Fucking
Could have named your book for you.
You just named my book. Where is Nancy's Instagram? Who knows?
Enjoy exotic lifestyle.
Enjoy exotic lifestyle. Or Dr. Nancy.
Or Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce.
I think it's better if you go to her website, Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce, because she has all the socials there that she's involved with. So
yeah.
I hope you update your the name of your Instagram on your website.
I probably need to do that. But if you either one of my Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce or my Enjoy Exotic Lifestyle Instagrams, if you go to my link in the bio, it's my link tree, which has access to everything,
including the names of all these different. Oh, Robbie, you should.
Schizophrenic stuff.
Robbie said, whose spouse was deceased, said he's getting one of her tattoos.
Oh.
And there you go.
Awesome.
That I haven't done anything like that, but I think it's a good remembrance at all times. I actually think I should put just breathe on both hands. That every time I go into one of my panic attacks, I just look down. Oh yeah, I gotta breathe.
Just breathe, yeah.
That would probably be much better for me than anything else. A good reminder. Just breathe, Libra.
Yep. Om Namah Shivaya. That's mine.
Let's see. There's more professional, more give and take, and not just take and take. So Patrick is saying that younger women take and take, I assume, is what you're trying to say. But you also are allowing yourself to be a victim of the take and take. Don't allow it.
Well,
just say no.
Honestly, I think anybody younger, especially if it's a wide gap, is going to appear to be taking because they're learning.
Yeah, we're all learning.
I mean, part of the reason that they're attracted or drawn to people that are older is because they can glean wisdom, they can learn, they can be the student. Even if it's a love relationship, they're still learning because you've got a lot more life experience. So if you don't want to give, if you're not a giver, then don't waste people's time, because they need to receive. That's the whole reason that we have this conversion of different ages, is because there's the teacher and the student.
I hope you guys heard that. Patrick, usually in the past are just no home training. I don't know what you're saying. Vaughn, is playing Brazilian bossa nova a romantic gesture towards mature women? That's an original one. I never got asked that before.
I don't know. Are they into that kind of music?
I mean, I think, yeah, Brazilian bossa nova could be a turn on. Why not? I mean, it shows originality. It shows sense of humor.
I mean, I think the reality is that Karen and I don't speak for all older women, so you should probably ask the person that you're interested in.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. What kind of music they like.
Everyone should listen to bossa nova. All right, so Vaughn is saying, he's just throwing it out there. Everyone should listen to bossa nova. And you know what? I would put some on now if I wasn't going to get a copyright infringement. But as soon as we're done here, I'm putting on some bossa nova.
Yeah, I don't think
Hey, Amanda, cheers.
I don't even think I've heard that term since my mom was alive, and she's been gone 30-something
years. What's your favorite bossa nova group or song? Eat a Booty Gang Edit says, hey, Snuggle Bean.
Oh my God.
Thank God I've already 2 sheets to the wind, because...
Oh dear, they come up with some names. Eat a Booty.
I mean, what are you thinking? This is like...
Here's Amanda.
Like you're thinking to yourself, I need to come up with a name that exemplifies my personality, so I guess Eat a Booty.
Eat a Booty.
But it's not just Eat a Booty. It's Eat a Booty Gang Edits. So are you an editor of some sort?
Eat a Booty Gang Edits.
You own me a rough cuddle. I don't own you or owe you any kind of rough cuddles. Bossa Nova, maybe. But
that's another one of those entitled bullshit people.
Antonio, yes, I wake up looking this good. Yeah.
Yes.
There's nothing.
Hi. All right, we've only got a few minutes left here. So, Karen, where can people find you, darling?
Hey, Tina.
Yeah, that's my my Southern girl coming out.
Southern twang.
Sugar.
Do you eat booties? Ooh, man, that man is asking if we eat booties. Anyway, you can find me on Sex Talk with My Mom, the podcast, which is everywhere, or KarenLee Potter. It's on my website. And all the socials, KarenLee, just look at KarenLee Potter, 1T, and you will find me. You'll find me on Patreon. I started pumping up Patreon for both Sex Talk with My Mom and for KarenLee. I'm just posting. I posted a dead rat. You can't get that anywhere else. It was flattened out, dead, right on the street.
Where did you find this?
I found it when I was walking. I saw a dead rat, and I'm like, I need to stop to take a picture.
Because you thought of your patrons.
I thought my patrons would love to see this dead rat. Because, I mean, how often do you see something like it? It was flattened out like the cartoon characters? When you see like the road runners, it's flattened out. That's what this rat was. Mr. Raton, I named it. Mr. Deceased Raton.
Here's your dead rat for the day.
Dead rat. I love Nancy's laugh. Does everybody else like Nancy's laugh? Because give her a thumbs up. If you like Nancy's laugh, touch the screen
Jeremy just put a bunch of rats in there.
Jeremy, did you put some rats in there? Oh, you did. He put some dead rats. So go to
I
sex
have a rat
talk.
story for you real quick.
All right.
We had rats in our attic here, and
That is very frightening. I had squirrels, but rats like mice.
We had a huge field behind us before they built houses, and so the rats would climb the wires and then get in the attic, and you'd hear them.
I don't like that hearing. I had squirrels that freaked me out, but are you telling me it was a rat or a mouse? There's a big difference. Rat or mouse?
These were rats. So we got a trap, but I don't kill things, so we got a live trap. And one of our friends, Lynn's husband at the time, he said, you got to kill them, because I said, well, no, I'm just going to relocate them. And he's like, no, they come back. They're like homing pigeons. But I'm like, no, they aren't. So the next time I caught a rat in my little live trap. And he was like that big. He was pretty good size and had a long tail. So I got my fingernail polish out, pink fingernail polish, and he was in his cage, and I was trying to paint his tail. So I was chasing him around the cage, trying to paint his tail. So I finally painted his tail pink because I thought, you little fucker, if you come back, I'm gonna know you. And I think he went out and killed himself because he was so humiliated.
Yeah. He's like, well, I've been the best.
Relocate them.
Okay, I tried relocating them across the street. I had little mice. I put them in a trap because the same thing as you. I thought I'll relocate them across the street. They come back in a vengeance. They came back and said, we aren't living up this basement. No. I'm staying. I'm reproducing. My mom says hi. Hi.
I did feel bad though because one we did catch one up there, but we didn't hear it. We didn't really know it for a while, and we had to go up and check the attic or something. And Mark discovered that this poor little thing had been in there a while.
It's so
I was
sad.
so upset.
Well, I had a saying.
I saved bees out of the pool.
Well, what about squirrels? How do you feel about squirrels?
I love squirrels. I've saved so many babies.
Okay, I love squirrels until they were in my attic. No. I don't like that. They're scratching across.
Destructive.
Yes, they scratch across the rooftop. You hear them? We had traps.
But they just think you're a tree.
And then we had skunks. And we had this guy, animal control. And I thought I told you, the guy from the squirrels, he's like, I guess the squirrel died in a trap that we set for a mouse. Somehow the squirrel did it. So I told him, I guess they charge you like $75 a squirrel to remove each squirrel. So I told him to leave it there till my boyfriend got home. And he's wearing a jacket because it's Chicago. He goes, well, it's a little too late for that. And he pulls a dead squirrel out of his jacket. But we won't charge you for it. Oh man, I don't like rodents. I don't like rodents in my home unless they're my pets, because I used to have like guinea pigs and hamsters.
Yeah, well, one night we used to have a huge oak tree in our backyard, and one night we could hear this little and so it was summer night, I went out there and I find these little tiny babies. I didn't know what they were. At first I thought they were possums, because they were bald and their eyes weren't open. They had these long, windy tails.
Rats.
And so I'd have to bring them in and save them through the night. One, I had them sleep on my chest all night, and I'd wake up every hour to give them a little droplet of the pet milk or whatever I made for them until I could get them to the rescue people the next day. So Mark would just laugh because I'd be lying there with this little tiny baby on my chest.
You don't even know what it's going to turn into either.
I didn't know what it was, but it was alive, and it was a baby, so I took care of it. And so the next day I called the rescue people, and they came and they said, those are baby squirrels. And what happens is that some, like a blue jay, attacks the nest, because the nest is usually enclosed. And they crawl because they can't see, and they fall out of the nest. But like 5 of them do that. So we put all of our air mattresses from our pool, all of our chaise lounges. We put them all around the pool, all around the tree. So when they fell, they'd hit something soft.
Oh my God.
So I rescued 5 of them that summer. I learned all about
you know where they ended up? In my house.
squirrel milk and
They decided to go to. They decided to go east, my lad. Go to Chicago. Go into KarenLee's home. Scamper across her ceiling.
I had a mother possum one night come up, and she had a belly full of babies. They were like teenagers at that time, and there was like legs and arms and tails.
Oh
and
my God!
Sticking out of her pouch, and so 2 of them she dropped off, and they crawled inside. We had a cat feeder outside. They crawled inside the cat feeder, and they stayed. And so I had to save the damn possums and take them to the rescue. So, and I've had hawks, possums, squirrels.
And meanwhile, my house was like an animal sanctuary. I had 2 dogs. One of the little dog was chewing on a chipmunk. It was like taffy.
Oh.
They were killing baby bunnies. They were running with the baby bunny in their mouth and put it under the bed.
Oh.
I love when they get skunked. They get skunked, and then they come running into the house and they go under the bed, and it's like the most stinkiest thing.
It smells like something's burning. Yeah. No.
Yeah. I like living in a condo now. I don't need to have any of these animals that are reproducing and running across my ceiling. That's all I gotta tell you.
We had 2 baby raccoons come. They were like little preteens, and they came running. Mark was out in our little out room working on a computer one night, and he could hear them, and they were kind of, and they were wrestling and playing, and we had our slider open for our cat, and so they came running. Because they could smell the cat food inside the house in our bedroom. So they came running through, and one of them hit the window and bounced off.
Oh.
Mark's watching this, and then he picks himself up, and they come running in, and they go in and they eat the cat food. And then the next night, I walk in, and I in the middle of the night, I hear this crunch, 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 crunch. And I'm like, that doesn't sound like the cat crunching. And I get up real quietly, and my cat's laying on the end of the bed. I get up, and I go and I look and I go, fuck, it's a skunk. And it's in our bedroom. And it waddles around the corner and goes into my closet. I'm
like, my God, what did you do?
I go, well, I'm getting a new wardrobe.
So it skunked your whole wardrobe?
No, it didn't. So then
you cannot be nice to them. You cannot be nice to skunks, okay? They dig under.
I had to be nice to it, so it didn't do anything. So then I got back in bed and I laid real quiet. My cat was quiet, and it just kind of skittered out, went outside and left. No skunking.
Well, you're very lucky because anytime I hear everyone's saying Dr. Nancy's a sweetie pie.
I save anything that needs saving.
And
that's been my
Ida Booty said I'll send you a care package of them.
No, I would do something with them. I'm a sucker.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of all these animals living in my domicile.
Oh, I love it. I love it. They're so cute. Oh my God. We had a cat food thing outside, and we had it sounds like a joke, but it was the truth. We had a skunk, a raccoon, and a possum lined up at the back gate waiting to get in and have their turn at the cat food thing.
But meanwhile, they don't leave once they start having babies there.
Yeah, that's okay. They're so cute.
So right now you got.
Says, how long should a man last in bed? Well, hopefully his whole life.
We'd hope that he was. So that's a very good line. Hey, allow your colleague. Are you my colleague?
Yeah.
Okay. I will allow my colleague to play the Sol de Bossa for us all to hear. If I got good taste in music or not, I stand corrected. Yeah, but she's also going to get copyright problems.
We can't do that on a live.
Antonio feels you have a very therapeutic voice, very soothing.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you are just as lovely, Miss Karen. Well, thank you.
You are.
Now, so Patrick, what does that mean?
Last in bed, Karen? This is an important question.
Well, Patrick says 48 hours each stroke. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I think.
And I got a stuffy nose. So I just share that with you.
Yeah, damn it.
Damn. Anyway, it's not as bad.
I think there's a lot of pressure on men to last, and that's still going back to old thinking.
And
sex
porn,
is just a hard penis in a vagina. That's only one
facet.
20th
It's a facet
of sex. So you lasting means staying creative, staying awake, staying energetic, staying playful, staying engaged.
Awake is always good.
A little play. I mean, lasting. I mean, sex is 24/7, babes.
Yeah.
So,
what's your little statement about as soon as sex starts, the moment you ejaculate or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it starts right after you ejaculate until you, So, I mean, it's a 24/7. So lasting, most women don't like to be vagina banged for an hour.
Oh, how about that? That's what scares you.
Most women do not orgasm with just penis slamming into a vagina.
Right, and in fact,
please understand that, man.
It could be very uncomfortable after a long period of time. That's what I'm scared about when we have sponsors that are, boner meds and things like that. And I always get a little concerned that those boner meds are going to come up to bite you in the butt. I don't know what's worse, them or those goddamn squirrels.
If a woman, there's a weird kind of a sadistic badge of honor that men have about hurting women sexually.
Right.
She could barely walk. She was so sore.
Well, we just got that earlier from eat a booty, whatever.
Yeah, those are all signs that you're being abusive to a woman.
Okay,
those are not the signs of a lover.
Right. Walking around with saying, "I know a woman left unsatisfied." I mean, we need to know what that means exactly.
First of all, if you have to say that, I think you're full of shit.
Okay. Do you hear that? I hope you heard that. All right. Patrick said 48 hours each stroke, pillow talk, foreplay, touch and play, hold hands, cuddle, and when she's ready.
Yeah.
Okay. That's your script.
If you're an asshole to her 10 hours a day, you're not going to get great sex even for 5 minutes.
No, you have to be connected in a lot. 98% has got to be up in the brain area. That's why we say these young guys that don't know what the hell they're doing, they're just not mature enough. I mean, if you want to learn from them, the best way to do it is to read our books.
Yeah.
Or keep tuning in over here.
Keep tuning in, asking the questions, because we will give it to you straight. We will not bullshit you, and we're not trying to sell anything. If you want to
speak for yourself. No, it's kidding.
If you want to buy what we've created or support us, yay. But we're still going to be here doing what we do. And because we both feel like the world will be a better place if there are more educated people about what's normal, what's not normal, what's expected, how to navigate this thing called life and relationships.
And you guys can ask us anything, that, just as long as it's respectful.
Yeah. We're going to have to sign out at 6:15. I don't know what's happening. We're going to get tuned out. So Uber Lube to save the day.
Uber Lube to save the day. Amanda. Anyway, you guys, we love you. We know that you can choose from a wide variety of live streams, and the fact that you choose to be with us is really very endearing, and thank you for joining us. Please support us on Patreon. Both of us have Patreon pages. It's a way to say, hey, I respect your time, and I'm going to help you out a little bit by giving you my $5 so that I can see some possibly scandalous pictures.
Or learn something of value that will help me the rest of my life.
Right.
Hey, how about that?
Right. Yeah, let us know if you're joining us on Patreon, how you found us.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And Tina, as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to put this video up on our YouTube channel. So we have a Wild Women with Wine YouTube channel, and it's also going on Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce and on the playlist of Wild Women with Wine. So you can find it in both places. So you're not going to miss out on anything. If you show up late, you can still pick it up later.
Right. Not scandalous enough, trust me.
So Karen, I'm hoping maybe we can be together next week. I'm working on it if there's no baby born yet. So
You guys may be in for a treat. You may be together. Dr. Nancy Pierce, that's right. Check her out. As far as like her Patreon, it's patreon.com/Dr. Nancy. Mine is patreon.com/Dr. No, Doctor. Patreon.com/KarenLee. And you'll find us both. And Sex Talk with My Mom, too. If you want to check out Sex Talk with My Mom, we have a Patreon page. But other
please
than
check
that,
that out. It's hilarious. And if you go to my Dr. Nancy Sutton Pierce YouTube, go to my exotic lifestyle show, and I did 4 shows, and Cam Potter was one of my favorites to interview, and he happens to be Karen's son, and he happens to be the co-host of
Sex Talk with My Mom.
And you get to learn a little different side of Cam when he's being interviewed by somebody other than his mother.
I try to stay away from interviewing him as much as possible.
But he has a serious side. He's actually quite deep and quite.
Man,
he's a very lovely human being. So
well, he feels the same way about you. I know that.
What was that?
He feels the same way about you. He's very connected with you. Actually, our Sex Talk with My Mom just hit the top 50 sex podcasts on Apple playlists. So that's pretty impressive.
Oh,
yeah.
That's huge.
Yep.
That's huge.
7 years.
If I do this, do you get hearts? Nope. Do it.
No.
I can give you hearts. God dang it. I'm sorry.
Nancy, you're great. Karen, you're amazing. Thank you, Patrick. All right. And that's it. I don't understand how is that possible?
Okay. All right. I fixed it.
Okay. All right. Well, see you next time, Nance. Hopefully in person.
Love you.
Love you guys. Love you guys.
Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody. Have a great week. Be kind.
Yes, and happy Valentine's Day.
In all your interactions, if you can just, if you want to, just bring my voice in and just think, how can I be as kind as possible in this moment? Try it. Let me know how it goes for you.
Bye, Mrs. Elva. Love you too. Be kind.
Bye, Mrs. Elva.
Live, love, and laugh. Bye.
Yeah. Love it. Bye.